Oh, man. Oh, man. Come on, man. What is it? What? They're ruining a classic.
Let's talk about how the fucking Bucks got robbed. The Bucks got absolutely hosed.
With Drew Hill.
No. Damn it.
Drew Hill.
You know, back in Ruining Takes.
Ruining Classic.
Ruining Classic.
Because I already did one. Remember this?
It was easy to fucking do.
Hey, remember how
I had to do 2 also, so it's fine.
Remember when we didn't remember anything? That's fine.
That's most weeks for me.
Shit.
Oh, that one went down by. Almost threw up there.
I'm Brandon Ratz, and I'm going to be doing Gladiator in this episode of Ruining the Classic. A classic. So, it takes apart this army. Maximus is victorious. He does his fucking, he's circling around waving the sword. The forest is burning, bodies are burning. Well, when it's all said and done, he makes his way back to see Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, this old bastard. And Maximus is obviously his favorite. Maximus, I don't know how to put this, but I think he might have a fucking crush on Maximus. He also wants him to be his son, which is fucking really weird.
Yeah, he wants to do that little dude.
Yeah. Here comes Commodus and Lucilla. They come out of the wagon. Commodus hops out. And he's like, oh shit, have I missed the battle, father? Have I missed the battle? And you're like, that cleft lip motherfucker is a pervert. Shit, right off the bat, like, I don't honor this mother cleft lip. Like, it's not happening. The daughter used to have a relationship with Maximus, and yeah, they were all. Dude, he was fucking beating cheeks. He was just getting in there all Roman Spanish style. At this point, Maximus meets with him. He's like, Maximus, I want you to speak to me. Speak to me in quiet, Maximus. Whisper. And it's really fucking creepy. I don't understand why he wanted him to whisper, other than the fact that I think he was so old and frail. He's like, Maximus, I want you to fucking take over. Maximus is like, oh shit. Like, that caught me off guard because I haven't seen my wife in like years. Oh, the thing is, it's terrible. Like, you hear it and you're like, wait, bro, like in modern times, your wife is already married to other dudes and has an OnlyFans account, and it doesn't matter. I'm not a politician. He's like, oh fuck politicians, Maximus. I'm you know, you're so pure. You're gonna lead Rome to where it needs to be. And he's like, what about Commodus, your son? Commodus is not a moral man. And you're like, no shit. I saw the way he was looking at his fucking sister's tits. Like,
sick.
Maximus is like, well, I just don't know, Emperor. And he says, Maximus, figure it the fuck out. Let me know in the morning. He's like, all right, I'll sleep on it. Well,
he doesn't sleep on it.
He doesn't sleep on it. He goes back to his, the after party, and Lucilla, Marcus Aurelius' daughter, is like peeking through him, thinking the blind, and she's like, oh Jesus Christ, carry that dick through here. And his son Commodus comes in, and he's like, Father. He's like, forgive me. And Commodus is like, I'll forgive you, Father. And he stuffs his goddamn face in a pillow, and he's like, embrace me. And then he fucking chokes him out, and he's like, oh my father's died. And Maximus looks at him, and he's like, bro, like, you killed him. Maximus is like, oh fuck. So they take him into custody basically, and he's now like a prisoner, which is crazy because he just won the final battle for Rome. And they take him out back in this frosty scene. It's like Maximus and 6 other dudes, and they're gonna put him to rest. They're gonna fucking cleave him. They're gonna cut his head off. They're gonna stab him. Whatever's gonna happen here. And he already knew. So guy goes to do it. He fucking slips out, evades this, gets a sword, kills the dude, and just goes to town. He's killing guys left and right. He calls, he's like, Praetorian! The dude's like, oh shit, I was jerking off. Maximus like cuts his horse, cuts his dude. So he fucking takes his horse with him. He makes his way through the goddamn desert. And he's like fucking charging because he knows he's behind he knows he's like, oh, I'm late. I passed out.
I'm late.
Yeah, well, you pass out from being dehydrated and hallucinating. You know that the other army that was fed was going to make its way to your house. He makes his way up. And as he's coming up, he sees fucking smoke and billowing, and there's, goddamn clouds everywhere.
I'll tell you when it billows.
And he jumps, I think he falls. He might fall off the goddamn horse. He falls off this horse, and he's already crying. He already looks distraught. And you just see fucking feet hanging in front of him. And they're smoking. They're smoldering. And they basically strung up his wife and his fucking kid. And he's got snot pouring out of his fucking...
Dude, he puts the snot on the feet.
He's got snot pouring out of his nose and...
It's like Slime Time Live on Nickelodeon.
Oh, dude, it's like just like Nickelodeon. Maximus is passed out in his wife and his child's burial grounds, and he passes out. This I don't even know what the fucking word's gonna be. Goddamn parade, and they pick him up and they basically put him into a slave trade. And his shoulders all tore up. But he fucking wakes up to Juba.
Oh yeah, dude. Dijon Mustard.
Dijon Mustard from Blood Diamond is fucking looking at him. He's like, "Oh, you're fucked up. You look terrible. Let me just chew up fucking cornbread and stick in your goddamn soldier wound." And he's just sticking like some fucking he's chewing up grains or something. You meet Proximo, and Proximo is a dirty motherfucker, and Proximo is just buying whores and buying giraffes and exotic animals. He's buying slaves. Maximus goes into his first fight with these fuckers, and I told you, so Juba, this giant Austrian dude, I can't remember his goddamn name. They're badass dudes. Maximus and these dudes walk out with this one dude's pissing his pants.
He went pee-pee in his panties.
Yeah, he's pissing his goddamn pants, but I can't blame him because you know what's on the other side of the wall if you're a movie viewer. This dude gets a fucking spike ball to the face, just takes his face off his face. And it's incredible. And Maximus comes out there, him and Juba and this Austrian dude, they link a little bit. Maximus starts controlling the field out here. And they win. Well, in the meantime, Commodus is taking over Rome. And he's stepping in the senators, the fucking politicians are mocking him. And Proximo's like, "Oh, Maximus, I used to know Marcus Aurelius, and I fought for my freedom." He's like, you knew Marcus Aurelius? And he's like, "Why is that so fucking funny to you?" And they're both, and Maximus is laughing at him like, "You piece of shit, you didn't know that guy." Well, next time he goes out, he's just fucking killing people left and right, and he throws his goddamn sword into the crowd, and he's like, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?" Well, they move through. And he's still being held a slave. Maximus he's starting to be renowned. He's starting to be famous. He sees Lucius through the gate. And Lucilla and him used to just fucking beat cheeks. Like he was crushing that shit back in the day. Lucius comes up and he's like, "Well, Gladiator, you say you're the Spaniard and blah blah." And he's like, "Oh, I could crush your fucking skull." And he finds out his name's Lucius, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's who I think it is." And he is tearing it up, and eventually they pull him, and they got the tigers coming out at this point. Commodus is coming down, and he's like, "Gladiator, tell me your name, reveal yourself to me." So he's like, "My name is Gladiator." He's like, turns around and fucking basically disobeys him. He's like, "Whoa, stop that, you will obey me, tell me your name." He pulls his goddamn fucking helmet off, and he's like, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife." So after this happens, you realize Commodus has figured this all out, and he's very distressed. He's looking at Lucilla and the politicians, like, "How do I deal with this?" Like, Maximus, in the meantime, they're getting ready for the Colosseum, like the Roman Colosseum, the big battle.
Madison Square Garden.
The Madison Square Garden are fucking cleaving people up. He goes out, and it's an impossible battle. In the meantime, leading up to it, this fucking announcer, I know you know this motherfucker, has a wig of gold.
It's not Michael Buffer.
It's not Michael Buffer. This dude is short and stout and has all of it out. And it's fucking...
Are you Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, dude, I'm Dr. Seuss. He's just winning nonstop. Finally...
Yeah, dude, doesn't he fucking fight Kurt Schilling?
Kinda. So, of course, Commodus comes out and he's like, "Well, fuck this motherfucker because I know who he is now. I don't want him to be popular amongst the people." He's like, "Fucking kill him." So Maximus is like, bring up the fucking battle axe, "I'm gonna chop your goddamn head off," and he tosses it aside, like, spares the dude's life. Well, now you can see what's happening. So the plot thickens. Maximus is gonna break himself free. That thing fucking falls apart at the end of the night. Everyone tries to sneak him out, but they're captured. In the meantime, all his constituents are fucking captured, and they're pulled apart. They're killed. He's captured once again, held captive, and you know what's happening moving forward.
Wasn't the dude from Blairfire with this big ass scar on his face? He was part of it.
Oh yeah, dude, he gets lit up with a goddamn bow and arrow.
Yeah, dude, they fillet him like
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm over here, and they're like,
and they hang him too at the same time, dude.
he's barely surviving in the cell. Everything's been found out. Commodus has found out his sister and her plan to get the politicians on Maximus' side. In this meantime, right before the battle, Commodus comes in and he's like, "Embrace me, brother." He fucking stabs him in the side. Maximus comes out. He stumbles out. He gets his weapon. Him and Maximus go toe to toe. Him and Maximus go. They go back and forth. There's punches. There's elbows. There's daggers. Fuck. Commodus. At this point, Maximus is fading out because he's lost so much blood. In his mind, he starts visualizing his wife and his son in these beautiful fields of wheat as he walks his way back up to his Spanish home. He battles him hand and fist. Eventually, he takes over the blade and he just jams it down Commodus' throat. And fucking Joaquin Phoenix plays this so fucking well because he just accepts this fucking blade into the throat and he just. And then here comes Lucilla walking out. She's like, "Oh, Maximus, remember how we used to bang?" And Maximus is like, "Yeah, but also at the same time, I'm going to go visit my wife and kid in heaven." And he's like, he said, "They will meet you there. And in the meantime, I will bury them for you. And I'm going to bury them as chess pieces. I'll bury them as ornaments for you." Yeah, not yet. Not yet. So they will meet you there. But not yet. But not yet. I ruined a classic, but it was worth it.